You are listening to the Marc Guzman podcast experience.
Okay, and we kind of had to make up for it with the very first topic. You covered like
you
10
asked me to
minutes
cover
there.
a bunch of things and it's hard to condense all that.
Yeah. Okay, so our next topic, we're going to be talking about the tax credit support. So Assembly Bill 1590 will set aside $50 million for tax credits to allow first-time low and medium income home buyers to purchase a home in disadvantaged communities. And a disadvantaged community is defined as the top 25% scoring areas from the Cal Enviro screen, along with other areas with high amounts of pollution and low populations. So there's a lot of support from this at the state level. California Association of Realtors and a few other organizations are definitely backing and supporting this. And I think it's a good idea.
It's supposed to generate more sales and more home ownership, which was the whole intent of the original forefathers that founded the country, was to create hundreds of thousands of private land owners, not a small few. And so these tax credits are encouraged to get you to buy a house.
Yeah. Now, one of the problems, I guess, if we're going to pick this apart and really look at the various problems that this may generate, one of the problems I see is you're giving tax credits, basically money back to people who end up buying a home. So what typically happens when you start giving tax credits like that? Well, now a person may be able to afford a higher purchase price because of these tax credits. And one trend that you start to see is that people are willing to spend a little bit more, and you start to see home prices going up. Now, if you've been watching and following the show, one of the topics that we keep coming back to over and over again on the show is the high cost of living in the Bay Area, not just in rentals, but in buying homes. The cost to buy a home is so astronomical right now.
Well, these tax credits that they're talking about are typically aimed at being given to people who are buying in areas that are not so densely populated, right? So I think it's targeting areas like, Gilroy or Fairfield or things like that.
I mean, but if you see like, well, right here, Bay Area regions include North and South Richmond, Rodeo, East Martinez, Berkeley, west of San Pablo. And,
okay.
Yeah, so
that is pretty close. I mean, but nobody liked to go to North Richmond for a long time, although that's changed a lot.
But North Richmond, I mean, you have homes for $300,000, $350,000.
And there's a bunch that are boarded up that they're getting ready to unlock and sell off in droves. But it is encouraged to get you to buy in these areas where people wouldn't traditionally buy. But in many are now buying in those areas like North Richmond because it's actually not a bad neighborhood to buy in anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of these neighborhoods have gone up so much in value that it's really expensive to even buy in these neighborhoods that are considered disadvantaged. So I guess if we're going to nitpick at this bill, I'm in support of it. I think it's a good bill, but if we're really going to look at the negative effect, it's going to encourage some of these neighborhoods to go up in value.
Oh, yeah.
And
it definitely will encourage.
It's going to lower the affordability rate for the next generation of buyers. That's going to be the negative side effect, which that's a whole nother topic in itself, in that, hey, the solution to fixing this housing market is really building out more inventory.
I'm building out more inventory, supporting SB 50, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Now, I haven't heard of, I'm going to refer to Sam right now, our producer. Sam, are there any opponents on this bill?
Not that I've read about yet.
Okay, so no opponents. I think everyone's really in full support of this.
Yeah, no, it's an incentive. The government will give you a credit against what you're going to eventually owe in taxes. It's the same incentive they gave for people to put solar on their homes or to buy electric cars. That if you buy this, they'll give you $5,000 of a tax credit so that after you've taken your income, your expenses, and resolved how much you owe, you get to take that credit against what you actually owe, not off the top of what you make. So it's a good thing all around, but I think it's a short-term fix.
And one of the questions is, well, how do they determine or how do they identify a disadvantaged community? And many times they look at what the median income is, and then basically look at the various zip codes and neighborhoods, and then they're able to, and they're able to determine it. And yeah, they're behind the times
because those neighborhoods were bad or not disadvantaged 10 years ago.
And if they're going off consensus data, which is what, every 2 or 4 years that really comes out, and they may be completely behind on information. So yeah, I mean, this is a great opportunity if you are looking to buy and looking to buy in one of these neighborhoods that are considered to be more affordable than other neighborhoods. With this bill, I think it'll eventually pass here later this year. I think it'd be a perfect opportunity to take advantage of.
Take advantage of it while it lasts, because the tax credits don't always last forever.